a second language is not easy. Learning a second language is not easy. Bill Baker.
Contest chair, fellow Toastmasters, and our honored guests. Did you understand me? I said, hi, I'm Bill. I'm a sign language interpreter. I'm a nationally certified sign language interpreter, and I am presently a medical interpreter. It's a career that's brought me great pride and satisfaction. Now, did you know there are an estimated 70 million deaf people around the world? That's a lot of people, right? Deaf people are everywhere. You might not notice them because they may not be wearing hearing aids, but deaf people are all around us. So the next time you're driving your car and you blow your horn and you say, hey, what are you, deaf? Yes. Deaf people drive. Sure, deaf people drive. Let me tell you a story. This happened to me years ago. I was in a car with a deaf man, and he was driving, and I'm sitting in the front passenger seat. And we're on the highway, and he's driving about 60, 65 miles an hour, and all of a sudden, he decides he wants to tell me a story. So he was... I was like, no, you tell me later. Now, how many here can speak a second language? Wow, that's a lot. Good. Learning that second language wasn't always easy, right? You can make some very interesting mistakes along the way. I know I did. I remember when I was in class, I was learning sign language, and the teacher was deaf. She was amazing. And she would encourage us to try to have conversations with deaf people because they would help speed up your progress. And she actually arranged for me to meet a deaf woman, and she was going to be there to observe the conversation. So I meet the woman, and we start talking in sign language. We're conversing. And I thought the conversation was going really well. It was going so well that I started feeling a little cocky. I said, I'm going to try something. So I asked her, how old are you? Now, this was an older deaf woman, and she answered me. And the next thing I wanted to say to her was, oh, you look so young. Now, notice this is a sign for young. Okay? So I said, oh, you look so... And she went, my teacher went, no. And I said, what? She looks young. I said, this is a sign for animal. So I said, you look like an animal. I'm glad I didn't do this. This is a sign for monkey. But I survived. And I made progress. Now later on, I was a part of a church group, and they had a deaf outreach program. And they would actually have some of their services in American Sign Language. There'd be no talking, no English, all sign language. And since I had made progress, they asked me, did I want to have a part of the program? So I said, sure. So what they offered me was called the announcements. It's like 3 to 5 minutes, and you talk about upcoming events. So I said, sure, give me the information, because the meeting's going to be for the following week. So I brought the information home. I prepared. I looked up, what's the sign for this word? How do you put this sentence together? And I practiced. I was ready. So the next week comes, I go up on the stage, and I'm giving the announcements. I mean, I'm doing great. I'm throwing signs out there, and once again, that cocky gene kicked in. Because I said, I'm going to try something. I'm going to add in a sentence that I hadn't practiced at home. So now, what I wanted to say to them was, for all these upcoming events, please arrive early. Now notice this is the sign for early. Notice the hand orientation, okay? Now it's a group of about 70 to 75 people, mostly women. So I said to them, for all these events, please arrive. And they went, and in my mind I said, what's wrong? They don't want to come early? Okay. I get off the stage. I had a friend there named George. He's standing in the back, and he's doing this to me. I said, oh, okay, let me go on over. So I go over to him, and he puts his arm around me, and he says, Bill, I know what you wanted to say. You wanted us to come early. But you didn't sign this. You signed this. This is the sign for naked. I told all these church women to please come naked. Just come now, Lord. You take me now. But again, I survived. And here I am, an interpreter. Now, one of my duties as an interpreter is to help hearing people understand what types of communication do not work when you're attempting to communicate with deaf people. For example, Can deaf people read lips? You hear it all the time, right? I even had one woman, she said to me, I'll just talk to them like this and they will understand me. You know? But they've done studies on lip reading, and they found that lip reading is a very inaccurate way to communicate with deaf people. Very inaccurate. Why? Here's a few reasons. One, suppose the person speaking has a thick or a heavy mustache, assuming it's a man. That's bad, that's bad. But you can see the point, right? If the person, you can't see their top lip, you can't see what they're saying. Another problem is many words look the same on our lips, even though they're totally different words. Let's prove that together right now. Everyone, please, out loud, say the number 6.
6.
Say the word sex.
Sex.
Did your lips change? No. Are the words different?
Oh, yeah.
Are the meanings different? Can you imagine in a doctor's office, doctor, did you say take this medication before 6 or before sex? I need to know. That could be a big problem, right? So lip reading is a very inaccurate way to communicate with deaf people. Very inaccurate. Learning a second language isn't easy, is it? You're going to have some bumps and bruises along the way. I know I've made my mistakes. But for all of you who have done it, who've mastered a second language, be proud of yourself. Be proud. Because you've done something that many people wish they could do. And for those of you who are thinking about it or in the process of learning, don't give up. Hang in there. Persevere. Why? In other words, you can do it, even though learning a second language is not easy. Thank you.
Okay. Next.